I like rock and roll. I'm not saying about what I like in terms of what I like to listen to.
Yeah.
What I like to play is the music that we play. I don't want to call it rock and roll because not exactly, although it is, but it isn't, you know. It's our music. And we've developed it because it's our music. I'm especially fond of it.
Yeah.
You know, we've developed our own sound and it's our own music, and that's what I'm into. I still listen to bluegrass. I don't listen to that much rock and roll. I listen to almost everything, but there's some rock and roll I listen to.
What do you think of the Airplane stuff?
Well, their most recent album, I'm kind of prejudiced in favor of because I'm on it.
Yeah, I heard you playing best part of the whole album. What? How do you feel? You played that, didn't you?
Played what? How do you feel?
And how do you feel at Flat Top?
Yeah, I played flat top guitar in that. And,
My Best Friend?
No, I didn't play flat top in My Best Friend.
Who played that?
Skip Spence.
Did he play in that one?
Yeah. He wrote the song.
Yeah, I know, but...
Let's see, I played on Today, I played the high guitar line.
Yeah.
And I played on Plastic Fantastic flat top guitar. And played on Coming Back to Me.
Yeah, that's a good one. I like that. Today, I think those are about the best two on the album. What do you think?
Well, I kind of am fond of the songs that Gracie sings.
Yeah.
Like I like White Rabbit a lot.
Yeah, that is.
And I like Someone to Love, which is the arrangement on the album is more or less my arrangement. I kind of rewrote it. I've always liked the song that she used to do with the Great Society, but it didn't have the chord changes weren't really very interesting. And
Here's your pistol.
oh, too much. Thank you.
It's completely empty.
Oh, good.
Shoot the interviewers and the interview.
Yeah, it's empty. It's empty. It's completely harmless. In fact, it doesn't work. It's just a toy.
Yeah, don't play it.
Oh, it's not. It's not. It hasn't got any. Oh, well, wait a minute. Maybe I'd better check it out.
Look, we don't need this guy anyway.
You were talking about how the sound is your own. How does it sort of compare with what I guess people are calling now the San Francisco sound? I mean,
I'm not sure what they mean when they say the San Francisco sound.
well, sort of everything that's coming out of San Francisco, I guess the Airplane mainly.
Well,
how does it compare, or would you? Because does it fit in?
I would say that we're a perfect example of the San Francisco sound since we're from San Francisco. And I mean, I'm not sure about that term. See, that's somebody's idea besides mine. I would say.
Perfect example of what?
No, a perfect example of anything you'd like to. Got her. Like, I'm not sure what they mean by that San Francisco sound stuff. There's a similarity in the sound in San Francisco groups because they, like all the San Francisco groups, tend to do things kind of long. They tend to have a certain sound because you hear them in the same halls all the time. But it's not. There's not really that much similarity in the musics of each particular band. Like the Quicksilver Messenger Service sounds, for example, a little more like us than say Big Brother and the Holding Company. But neither of them really sound very much like us. We don't sound anything like the Jefferson Airplane. I mean, it's a matter of fine points. Like superficially, it might all sound similar to the point where you could say, "Oh, that's the famous San Francisco sound." But actually, if you listen to this stuff, it's not really very similar.
Well, let's take, say, okay, this San Francisco, these groups you just mentioned, compare them with, say, the Birds or the Animals, English groups, what do you have?
Well, it's different. It's different.
It is.
It's different. It's a different sound, but it's as different from each of the bands. San Francisco sound is different from each other as they do from everybody else. I think.
Well,
to me,
throughout
they
the
do.
country, I think this.
I think that the San Francisco scene, the music scene, is like healthier and there's more stuff going on in it than there is any place else. The musicians are all young musicians, and we all steal freely from each other because we all play together. We're all friends.
Yeah.
But we all we spend a lot of time with each other. We all listen to each other, and it's like that. And we've all gotten good together. We've all gotten improved over the past year or so, playing the same gigs, the same weekends and stuff like that, and getting together and jamming and so forth.
Is this recording, Mike? Are you sure?
Yeah.
All right. Well, what do you think about, well, what's your definition of a hippie? You hear so much about it, you know, and they write it up and everything. What do you...
Well, I would say, I'm not sure that I have a definition for that. I would say that it's somebody who's turned on, and they could be turned on anyway. But just like someone who's in a sort of a forward motion. They might have been called progressive at one time, or but it's motion. It's in creative energy at its best. It's you know, it's just a nicer, a better way for people who are in a creative community to look at things.
You like the term psychedelic to apply to all this?
It could, but any of those kind of terms could apply, because the scene. I don't think the scene excludes anything, you know.
Mm-hmm.
I think that it's more inclusive than exclusive, because it includes, like, you know, everybody has their own particular way of going about things and getting things done and doing things. Our way of doing things has to do with integrity and how we feel about what we're doing. Like, the reason that we've been together for almost 2 years, and we're only just now making a record. And the reason we've done it that way is because in the past we've had all kinds of offers, and we've had all kinds of things, but it was never. We were never in a position to be able to control what we were doing. So the way it is now, because we held out, because we thought we were worth something.
Mm-hmm.
The way it is now is we can do anything we want. We have control over it, over our product. You know, it's not going to be chopped or changed
From
or
start to finish, you're
it's ours,
completely,
right? It's our stuff, and because it's our stuff, we are the ones that will take full responsibility for it.
Yeah.
And record companies don't want you to do that and stuff like that. We just held out until we could have it under those circumstances.
Just
but
Warner Brothers?
Right. The point is that we're not trying to be famous or rich. We're just trying to make our music as well as we can and get it out, because we've created a demand for it to some extent. You know, it's a matter of pride with us, artistic pride, because it's what we do. It's the only thing we do is make music, you know.
Yeah.
And because it's the only thing we do, and the way we make our livings and everything else, is we devote a lot of time and energy and thought and actual work into it. Like, we practice every day.
You think the Airplane has the same view, or do you think they're going more commercial now that, you know, they're...
I think they have the same view. If their stuff has a commercial thing, it's because they've been victimized by the record company to some extent.
Yeah.
In that they don't have the say over, like, they have their producer decides what their sound will be like sometimes. Hopefully that won't happen on their next albums. Although this last album was more a product of them than it was of their producer.
Yeah.
But it was their producer's idea to have a lot of echo and a lot of reverb and so forth. And they're not really too satisfied with it. But the Airplane is concerned about their music, and they're concerned about being musically good, because they are really a talented organization. They have all the people in the Jefferson Airplane are professionals, and they're good musicians, and they work well, and they have great ideas, and you know, Marty and Paul are really good songwriters.
Yeah.
Yorma's really a good guitar player, and Grace is a fantastic musician.
Jack's pretty good.
And Jack Cassidy's a great musician too, and so is Spencer, the drummer. And they're all really into something, you know. They like their music, and they like what they're doing. Would you answer that phone? Hand it to me.
I didn't know I was writing on that. Okay, well, now, at Film Auditorium, these kids come in, and are they phonies, or are they really in with the music? Do they really are they really hippies?
Well, who knows? The point is that they're really people. Anything else that they are doesn't alter the fact that they're really people.
Would you more clearly define that, what you mean by really people? I mean,
Well, I mean,
your
they're
kind of
human
people?
beings. I don't mean any particular kind. I don't mean my kind.